I have found the use of groups in Blackboard to be very effective in many of my online classes. A group in Blackboard is just a subset of all of the course members divided in any of a number of ways to provide some small group or team setup. In my Fundamentals of Web Design class, for example, I use teams or small groups for assessment of final projects. Each student is required to design a website as a final project, and then small teams make it more effective to get feedback and then do an assessment of their team members' projects. So I thought I'd walk through a setup of groups using the choices that I use, but we'll review what's available as we go. So to begin the process, I'm in a course, and under Users and Groups on the control panel, I have the option to select groups. Clicking on that takes me into the first option for group setup, where I have the choice of creating a single group that will allow students to self-enroll or have me manually enroll. Or what I'd like to do here is create group sets so that I'm creating small subset or small teams within the overall course enrollment. The options here are to allow students to self-enroll in small groups by giving them a sign-up sheet, manually enroll them so that you are selecting particular students to go in particular teams, or what I'm going to select here, which is random enrollment, which allows Blackboard facility to put members in teams as needed. Now, I'm going to call these teams group feedback teams. And I would give a lengthy explanation here, but for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to call this feedback. Normally, you would give a more intense definition there of what's required. All right, now for groups, what you can do is select from the list of tools here what tools will be needed by those groups. So all of these are the tools available to most students in Blackboard, but these are just being defined for the groups. So I'm not going to use blogs or online chat or a whiteboard. I am going to use discussion boards, allow them to email just within the group, allow them to do file exchange. We won't be needing journals for this project or tasks or my Scholar, but I am going to have them report out in a wiki. So I'm going to take off anything I don't use, and then these will be the tools available to the group. They can personalize with their own banner or name their team or do whatever they like. All right, next I'm going to determine the number of students per group or the number of groups. I'm going to say that I want 4 students in each group, and I know that there are roughly 24 students in the group or 22 students in the group, so that will be a nice division. Then what do I do with the leftovers? And I want them evenly distributed amongst the groups. I submit that, and momentarily Blackboard will return the number of groups set up numerically listed by the number of groups needed to accommodate the whole group. So we created 6 groups here of roughly 4 people. Now, it automatically numerically numbered them. If I want to see who is in each of the groups, I can edit this, and I always do, just because I know that some groups may have students who don't have a high chance of completing the project, and I want them to be carefully monitored. In the lower part of the screen, we'll have the option of seeing the students who have been included in that group. A key and critical step in this as well is that if you, as the instructor, want to see and participate in the student group activities, so in their emails, see what's posted on the discussion board, see if they're participating, then you need to add yourself to the group. Otherwise, you are not enrolled in the groups and you will not see their activity. So I'm going to add myself to just this one group, although in the real world scenario, I would add myself to each of the groups to make sure that I'm added. So now as we come back here, I see each of the groups. I see that I'm not allowing self-enrollment and that the groups are available. All right, that's step one. I've now created the groups and all the students have been assigned to a group. The second step would be to create a group assignment. Then I'm going to create an assignment that allows each team member to see and participate in each of the other team members' assignments. I set this up as you would any assignment, assigning a number of possible points. So for me, I am going to do a 50-point assignment for these team evaluations. I would create my availability statistics, but what I want to show you that is most important is in the recipient category here at step 6. Notice that you have the option to set groups of students. I can select all of the groups and say, make this a team assignment. So I move all the groups over here and submit it, at which point all of the students will see this assignment only as a group assignment and will not see everybody participating in this assignment, but instead will see the option show up over here in their main Blackboard menu under My Groups as Group Feedback 1. As they select a tool, you can see I have opened the group discussion board here, so that as long as I am in this group discussion board, I am only working with that group subset. I don't see everyone participating. Only the 4 or 5 people in my group would participate in the discussion board, those group members. And that's a quick look at groups in Blackboard. I hope you find it as effective a tool as I have.